This is a setup so you can learn your visual center, your center alignment, what is straight, and your stroke alignment, what is holding the stroke straight on the line, feel like. So we're going to set up this little system of setup using these parts we've developed for it. We have these bridge blocks. These card blocks are for the balls and they're for creating divots, but we also now use them for setting the balls perfectly and holding them right on that line. So this is a laser line down this side of the table so we can look down at it and set cards up clean and straight right on the laser like this. We're going to have these cards set up for the balls. There's 3 balls in play. We're also going to use these bridge blocks, which are on the exact same footprint and same center as these card blocks.
The objective of this setup is to ensure that everything aligns perfectly along a straight line. This includes the 3 balls, the shaft, and the bridge, all positioned on the laser line. There are 4 key aspects to focus on in this setup. The shot view, to understand the straightness of the shot. The exact center of the cue ball for precise spin control. Your vision center so you can correctly view the shot. And a perfect straight stroke to ensure consistent, accurate shots. This setup allows you to master and self-diagnose these essential fundamentals.
So first off, we're going to use the card blocks just to set our straight edge. Our straight edge is going to be this, extremely straight. It used to be a carpenter's cutter's guide. We've cut it off for our needs here. And we're going to set it up right on these laser lines using the card blocks. So looking down at the laser, and there's a center line right on these card blocks. Get them placed dead straight to the laser line. The laser line doesn't have to be perfectly straight to the table. It's nice if it is, but it doesn't have to be. So I'm holding the card block to the straight edge, back and forth between the front and the back. Because when you move one, you end up moving the other slightly. But you keep being half the movement as you get there until you don't need to move anymore. That's set. Now to keep this set, we're going to lay this board on here. Check my blocks and make sure I'm still in the middle. The reason we're over here is so I can look straight down. But I'm off of the center line for the diamonds because we may have made a track in there in different testings and shots that we've been shooting. We may have tracks created, so I don't want to be in the tracks. The 2 card blocks are good. This straight edge is good. This board is good. Now we just happen to have a 20-pound weight that we carefully lay on here. That is now locked in. Now I'm going to keep this back out of the way. Back to the back edge. That's sitting there holding that down, and this now is going to take a lot of force to move. It won't move accidentally. Checking my laser lines again. I'm going to tweak this one down a little bit. Check this one. Tweak this one out a tiny little bit. Right there. Now, nice and straight. Take this one, 5 diamonds away up here. Set it up on the line. Right there. I'll put this block right on the diamond center line, roughly. This block is going to be 1 diamond away right here. Again, they have center lines right on them. I just put that right on the laser. That'll position these 2 blocks, these 2 balls I should say, right down the centers. We got 2 object balls. And we got a cue ball. They are on an exceptionally nice straight line. To help us visualize that straight line, we're going to take 2 of the blocks to hold a shaft in place. We're going to put a shaft on here, which will also end up with a laser line on it. We'll put this one rotated backwards to the back. This small 1.25, so that's a 2. We have all the way from 1.25 up to 2.5 at half-inch, quarter-inch increments. We have these blocks created. This one is about, put this at the back of the cue ball, and we'll set that one at about maybe 4 inches back. We'll see if it sits in the center of the cue ball really closely. It's nice. You can adjust that simply by moving this one a little closer. So I got it at about 3.5 inches in this case. And it looks to be nicely in the center of the cue ball there. These are both snugly up against the straight edge. That is also snugly against the straight edge. They are on the laser line, so they're also in line with the straight edge. Now you can come back here and get behind this and kind of look at it, kind of pretend like you're shooting. And what is straight? So that's a good plus. We can sit and study that. We also have a mirror. That mirror is going to allow us to see our backhand when we actually bring the cue into play. So we can set up this mirror just to get that mirror where you can see it all. Okay, now I'm good. I can see my face and where the laser line is on it. I can see my backhand and where it will need to be for down the center later. Put this back in place at about 3.5. This here. There's it. So we got the mirror where it needs to be. We got our straight line down the table, as straight as we made the laser in the beginning. But everything in the shot is on a true straight line.
For learning your visual alignment and recognizing what straight looks like, start by moving your head side to side until the three balls align in a straight line. If you don't have a dominant eye, the laser line through the balls will appear directly down the center of your nose. However, if you do have a dominant eye, the laser will align on one side of your nose, but not necessarily right at your pupil. You'll find a balanced position that makes the shot look straight to you. In our setup, you can then use the mirror to see where the laser aligns on your face. This is the visual reference you'll need to replicate each time you address a shot in pool. You will want to place your face in this position every time you address a shot. For example, if the laser is positioned between your nose and your right eye, indicating right eye dominance, you'll want to adopt that position consistently for future shots. Periodically, you can set up the three balls again to check your alignment. If your eyes are evenly balanced, your visual perspective will align straight down the center of your face, and your stereoscopic vision will feel balanced. However, if you have a dominant eye, the straight shot will appear to align closer to your dominant eye. For instance, right eye dominant would mean the shot lines up between your nose and your right eye. If you move your head left, the farthest ball will move left. As you move your head to the right, you'll notice the farthest ball also shifts to the right. Similarly, once everything appears to be in a perfectly straight line, check the mirror again to see where the laser aligns on your face. Move side to side until you find the perfect straight alignment. When you do, look in the mirror and confirm where the laser appears. This is called your visual center, and where you align your face over the cue for every shot. It would be ideal if the shaft appeared perfectly straight down the center of the shot to the target, but if you have a dominant eye, this may not be the case. Something subtle happens. You may notice the shaft no longer seems to point perfectly down the shot. This is crucial to understand, and we'll cover it in greater detail in our next video, Understanding Eye Dominance in Billiards.
So we also printed this little thing. This clips onto the cue very easily and doesn't need to be stupid bar tight. Just needs to be out in front of your backhand. It creates a center line when you make it straight up and down. So with the white pointing toward the other end of the table, it fits, it comes right up. Anywhere right there, that just barely comes snug right there. As long as it stays still is all we need, as long as it stays still. Right straight, that little white line in the card is right on the laser line. Now I can also look down this shot. The card block, the bridge block has got me right on the line where I should be at the bridge. The laser line, the little line on the card at the back of the cue also has me on the laser line. Now I can look at this shot again and get a feel for where my back arm needs to be. I can also watch in the mirror when I backstroke and go forward. Do I stay on the line and teach myself to stroke straight? And get a feel for what a straight stroke actually feels like. I can watch the straightness of that stroke in the mirror. And watch, in another view, watch the fact that I'm going at the center of the cue ball and get a feel for what a straight stroke is. Again, positioning my head side to side, looking at the shot, feel the stroke, and study this situation. That will teach you a hell of a lot. It teaches you what straight looks like, as we did with the training aid. We set up a straight line for the straight training aid, and we looked at that and studied it. We set up this straight line, and we're now watching our backhand and paying attention to it. All of this has value in getting a pure stroke for the game of pool. It's a pretty good setup, actually. You can learn a lot from this. And it's we have this kit as well that we've accidentally ended up with. We didn't strive for this. It's just something that came from our studying of this whole system.